Hi there, my name is Mitchell Noyes. I am just reviewing how I thought my second speech went and how it compared to the first one. The point of this speech was to persuade the audience why I thought rewards for children is very beneficial to promoting behavior and why we should persuade children through the use of rewards. Going into the speech, I was very nervous, like usual. I usually am nervous, and I thought I did a little bit better than the first one, I guess, and I was a little bit more prepared, so that was a good thing. To make sure my ethos were high, I wanted to make sure I was presenting in a formative manner, as well as acknowledging the information being given and giving credit where credit was due to each of my sources. To make sure that my technology was prepared, I wanted to make sure that I had my battery fully charged, that where I was setting up in the room really gave clear view of me, and also that I was being heard through the audio. So next time maybe I could be a little bit closer to the camera so that I can be heard the entire time, but I thought it went pretty well in terms of how my technology was set up. In terms of structure and organization, I thought I did pretty well. I had an introduction with a thesis and made sure that I knew what my audience knew what I was gonna be presenting on, and I also did very well, I thought, on the transitions going from one point to the next point. However, I did kind of repeat myself a little bit too much, but sometimes you can use repetition to make your point more present and get your point across. Also, when considering my audience, I kind of considered that they didn't really know what reward systems was, so I informed them on what those were and how they can promote good behavior. What I thought was the strongest in my persuasion argument was my points being made, and I feel that I used good sources to back up my information, so I thought that was a very strong point. When going with logos, I thought I could have done a little bit better and maybe used other ways to get my information across, but I thought I did pretty well. In my stuff that worked in my speech, I thought was the note cards. I thought those really helped when making other points and making sure I didn't forget certain things, and especially the important areas in my speech. What didn't work was maybe I was a little bit too fast speaking. I was very nervous, so that was kind of hard to do. When connecting this to my readings, I thought that logos, pathos, and ethos really helped, make my speech more credible, and made me also want to do better in my speech rather than my first one. And I thought that when referring to a certain chapter, I would say that probably the most beneficial was the methods of analysis during my speech, and how I kind of went over each of my sources and how they could help me in persuading an audience and tell how motivation through rewards is increased and how a child will do better in life. So that's how my second persuasion went, and I thought it was a little bit better than my first, but I still need to work on it for my third one, and hopefully I become more comfortable. Thank you.